real estate is an excellent vehicle as far as providing positive cash flow.
But you don't buy property for appreciation, you buy property for cash flow.
And I can live off that money, or I could put it away somewhere.
I bought my first house, and I wish now I would have bought the 5 others that I have when I bought that house, because it's gone up in value so much, and it has been a cash machine.
Real Estate Done For You is the premier Midwest provider of turnkey rental real estate here in Indianapolis.
Turnkey Investing simply is all the heavy lifting is done for you. The property is acquired, rehab, rented, and ready for you to take off the shelf.
We have developed systems, infrastructure, and a team that we would want as investors. Simply stated, it is a system developed for investors by investors.
I actually really enjoy copying success. So what I did is I went to work for Rich Dad Seminars out of Scottsdale, Arizona. And what happened, a lot of the instructors really enjoyed Indianapolis, so it kind of piqued my interest. I also do quite a bit of sports. So I have the concept of offense and defense. Of course, offense, we want good, reliable cash flow, and we want appreciation with a low maintenance cost. And maintenance is not just repairs. Maintenance could be taxes and insurance and everything like that, right? But kind of defense too, what happens when things get soft in the economy? And the bottom line is this. Number one is you're looking for jobs and you're looking for population growth. We need a pool of qualified renters to rent your home, and we want the population to grow so you get the appreciation. Why Indianapolis? Well, it's because, number one, we do have those jobs and we do have the population growth. Logistical companies like FedEx, insurance companies like State Farm and Anthem, a little bit more popular companies like an Eli Lilly or Roche Diagnostics and Allison Transmissions. We have very low unemployment. Also, we're not dependent on one industry. How that translates for the investor. We're interested in on-time rent, and the bottom line, our tenants, if they want to work, they sure can.
We've chose Indianapolis is, first off, the depth of the rental market and the diversity of the economy. A lot of our tenants you'll find work in logistics and shipping. Got a lot of hospitals here. You'll see a lot of RNs, CNAs. We're still in the Rust Belt, so we still have a lot of manufacturing. A lot of insurance companies are based here. We've got several professional sports teams, Indiana Pacers, the Indianapolis Colts, got about 5 colleges.
We also have about 50% of our city in the rental market. That just translates into a very strong rental market. One of the other reasons why we enjoy Indianapolis is within about a 700 miles or a one-day drive is 2/3 of the American population. What do you mean by that? You can have breakfast in Indianapolis and you can have lunch in Chicago. If you get up early enough, you can have breakfast in Indianapolis and see a Broadway show in New York. Atlanta's not that far, Nashville's not that far. So we've got the crossroads of America. One of the other reasons why we enjoy Indianapolis, the things that could cost an investor money would be like HOA dues. Okay, we don't have those. We don't have some of the storms, right? That I do enjoy Florida. It's a beautiful place. I'll retire there someday, but there's some major storms going on in Florida. So insurance costs go through the roof, right? And then you get your taxes, right? So let's say we find a Texas or a Florida or a Nevada, which are wonderful areas. Just there's no state tax, so the property taxes are high, right? So we build this engine, if you will, playing defense and offense at the same time, where we have the jobs and we have low expenses. And that's why when I learned about Indianapolis and I invested my own money 15 plus years ago, it made perfect sense.
The process that we go through at Real Estate Done For You, simply stated, is number one, acquisition.
We find our homes on several different acquisition sources, okay? We've been doing this for about 15 years, right about that 1,000 homes that we've touched here in those years. The neighborhoods that we invest in are mainly B class. Why is that? It's the highest rate of return. If you and I were to build an Uber business and we were to find the perfect car for Uber, I might enjoy a Cadillac or a BMW or a Mercedes, but that's a very the maintenance on that vehicle is very expensive. When you do the spreadsheet, you'd find Toyota Prius or Toyota Camry would be the best vehicle for the job. And so that's kind of what we've done here.
So this is a very standard neighborhood of ours. Ranches, we love ranches. Stone, brick homes, very, very low maintenance. You see newer roofs, newer windows. Most of these are 3-bedroom, 1 bath. usually detached garages. These are super, super clean. You know, these are all ranches, very, very easy, low maintenance properties. So whenever we get a property in a neighborhood like this, it usually rents within a week or two.
We have properties that have a solid rent to purchase price ratio. And really that's what we're trying to back into for the investor. We're trying to get the best houses we can with the best tenants that are qualified that pay on time. And the whole goal is to have them, the tenants, pay off if there's a mortgage or any debt service. The property appreciates in value, the rents appreciate in value, the mortgage payment of course will stay the same over 30 years or 15. And then that is exactly how we're able to help investors retire on rent. So we invest with our own money first, meaning is we acquire the home in one of our entities, right? And then the rehab and the home, we take care of in-house.
So Angel here, he's worked for us for about 15 years. He's done a couple hundred houses for us. I basically just kind of give him a house. He already knows the standard rehab. He kind of takes off and runs with it. We put together a budget, then he goes from there. So this is going to be a standard property of ours. Be open-minded. This is a property we just purchased. So of course we're walking you through something just to show you the standardized rehab of what it'll get. Of course, new windows will go there. The whole house will get painted. So this is going to get a new roof with new roof vents. We decided to put new T111 on the side of this house. Mostly all new vinyl windows for energy efficiency for the tenants and long-term durability for the investor as well. A shotgun bungalow is kind of what we call this. It's narrow and deep, but it's 3-bedroom, very simple floor plan, but very user-friendly. This house we chose to put a new kitchen in. That'll get new countertops, oven hood, faucets, fixtures, garbage disposal, new PEX plumbing, along with drains, updated GFIs and switches. This will also get all commercial grade LVP flooring that will go throughout that. We love that because between tenant turns, it's inexpensive, very durable, and tenants like a hard surface. They don't have to live behind other people's dirty carpets and things. Even if you clean them, other people have still lived on them. You see this shower tile tub surround. We put those in because first off, they look very good from an aesthetic standpoint. Secondly, everything gets new showers, manifolds, faucets. Again, those are mechanical upgrades that we do for long-term durability for the tenant to keep maintenance calls from happening. We put all new interior doors, drywall, two-tone paint. Other than that, this is a pretty basic property.
The scope of renovation that I'm usually looking for is things that cost the investor money when tenants live there.
So this is my father, Tom. He and I have been in business together for about 15 years. We've done over 1,000 homes together. He handles all the rehab. He can show you kind of what a standard rehab home would look like.
Most of these houses were built in the 60s and 70s. The standard 3-bedroom, 1-bath house. The people in these neighborhoods understand that because that's what they grew up with is 1 bathroom. So it's not an issue. So let's step inside and I'll show you a pretty typical house for us. This is a typical living room. We do like houses with hardwood floors. It's very simple to clean them up, sand them, and put another coat of polyurethane on it. It's fine. It makes it a lot easier. We do two-tone around the windows and the trim, and then we use a standard gray for all of our houses. We try to do tile floors in our bathrooms, put it behind on the wall also, and all this is just to reduce maintenance. This is the kitchen. This actually has new cabinets in it, and we've brought the washer and dryer up from the basement and put it up here so they don't have to go up and down the stairs. Again, hardwood floors throughout the house. This had carpet, but we're not going to leave any carpet in the houses. We started out with dark brown carpet, and it only lasts one turn, and you'd have to replace it every time.
Sometimes investors may budget a property, and it could be X, and if they go over 110, 140% of what they thought, all of a sudden that investment is no longer a good idea. We take on that risk by rehabbing the home with our own money. Then it goes to our leasing department. In our leasing department, we have found that we almost always have more prospective tenants than we do homes. and that's an ideal situation that we want to be in.
About 45% of Indianapolis, Marion County rents homes. You know, we get more calls for renters than we do homes. I'll put a property up on the website, and typically we've got multiple applications within the first week, and typically rented within 30 days. That's always our goal.
So then we go ahead and vet the tenants. So we are interviewing their previous landlords. We're verifying their employment. We're of course verifying their income, right? We almost always have someone on a 2-year lease. We have bumps in the annual rates of the leases. So we're getting tenants used to annual raises, which makes perfect sense, because as an investor, your property taxes can go up year over year. So shouldn't the rents go up year over year? We mainly go for the top market rent that is available at that time, because our product is the best in the marketplace at that time. With new paint, new LVP flooring, new HVAC, kitchens and baths. So everything in the home is new, and we go for the top market rate we can. All these things make sense, and that's one of the reasons why we have Indianapolis as a sweet spot. So to put it all together, we've got a city that works. It's almost 1 million people in the major metropolitan area. We've got homes that are acquired at a discount, which gives the rehab company enough money and time to go ahead and put in the major improvements an investor would dream about or want, so that they have a low cost of ownership. We have a team that goes ahead and knows this inside and out. Nothing scares us anymore. We have experience in acquisition, rehab, management. When the properties appreciate, we'll even dispose of the property for you or help you with a 1031 exchange. The only thing we're missing is you. So if you're interested in taking the first step or adding to your portfolio, make sure and contact us. The best way to get started for a new investor is you gotta take action. You gotta call me up, email me, text me, and say, I'm ready to get started. I will pick out the best we have in inventory, and I'll give you the reasons why I like these 2, 3, 4 properties. Pick from those properties and just get started.